Hey everybody, I am on my way to try to see if I can do any of these food deliveries today. It is June 28th, 2024, and today's heat index, the feels like high is going to be, they said on TV on Weather Nation, that it's going to be 111. It's part of Texas. We're just north of Dallas. I think they actually say it for Dallas, and because where this is isn't exactly where they usually report. So anyway, that's going to be bad. Yesterday, I tried to do it, went out at around 11 o'clock, and it was already too hot. Now, last year I started doing these in end of July, and it was pretty hot, and I had a bad response to the heat. Adam was going with me because I just started, and wanted somebody. Well, you're driving kind of weird. I wanted somebody to, I wanted him to, for safety reasons, and also to help me figure out the app. See how it works. If I'm driving, not driving. He was looking at all this kind of stuff. I'm doing it for health insurance, and that's a joke, and that's going to be part of this video too. Okay, but one of the things I want to talk about, really I should start from the beginning. The way you hear me on video is not the way that I am. The sound, the way I speak. It's I am driving, and my focus is mainly on what I'm doing is driving. And I'm talking, just like you would talk to somebody sitting in your SUV. Some people I know when car mounts and stuff like that were new, people say, you shouldn't be talking while you're driving. I'm like, you're going to sit there quietly with some passenger in your car? You see what I'm saying? Connect your brain, okay? Engage your brain before you speak. So, yeah, it's like those people that say, oh, these people with their cell phones in restaurants. Well, if somebody's sitting there with you, aren't you talking to them? It was just that they just didn't think. Now, if they were talking really loud over everybody or something, you might be doing it too with the person sitting at the table with you. Have you ever thought of that? You know what I'm saying? But it's just that people, some people, I'm not saying everybody, but some people, they just don't think things through or what. Anyway, but I'm pointing this out about my the sound of my voice. It doesn't even sound like me. And the way I speak is kind of, what would be a good term for it, disjointed or something. I'm well aware because I am driving and I am focusing on what's going on around me. A person can multitask. Anyway, but there's more to it than that. Because I'm doing, it's not really a video, but yeah, in a way it is. Because of this, I'm going to speak a lot. I mean, if I didn't, what was the purpose? So, but in person, I've said this so many times, umpteen as a word. It's a word, it's not actually. But anyway, umpteen times that I don't get to speak to anybody. I have been my whole life around the most rudest, well, they're actually their behaviors to me. I don't diagnose, but their behaviors to me. As I've said, is a mixture of narcissism and a mixture of histrionic. I'm on stage, theatrical, everybody look at me, look at me, look at me, this kind of type. And they don't let other people speak because they will talk over you. Well, that's what I'm finding too much of these days with medical. It's not just these days. Okay, I just cannot believe I just had an appointment again, twice in the past, I'd say week, yeah. Okay, now some of this, I would have to give so much detail just to explain it. And this is what's actually becoming a problem, is having to, or trying to reduce what actually has happened and everything. and to where it's, like a short, very short overall explanation. So much involved in all this. It's unbelievable, but and maybe I get to this part. Just get to this part. When I was younger, I did something, like a kid in school. Sometime I think I started noticing it by the time I was in high school, maybe. But I had some kind of form of stuttering, not the kind that most of us probably know of. No, it was more like, the way I see it now is more like a lack of confidence in that if I spoke, I wouldn't be interrupted. Or if I spoke, they wanted me to, growing up being told you need to be seen and not heard, this kind of thing, and then that you wanted to try to find the fastest way to say something on the fly, isn't that the term? The fastest way to say it, in the shortest sentences. That's not easy. But as a child growing up like that and living in really strict schools, going to the ISD was very strict. I mean, punishment was harsh, very harsh. It was learn not to speak. Learn to only be seen. At all times, you're only to be seen. And if you're asked a question, it needs to be, like I said, this doctor did it, and that just set off so much. To be seen and not heard. Or answering one-word sentences, open-ended questions. What the crap? None of it makes sense. And in my mind, I actually have a very high IQ. In my mind, it has to make sense. If somebody asks you a question that does not involve a yes or no or 1 or 2 or whatever number answer, it involves for you to elaborate, and they're going to tell you to answer in one-word sentences? Ooh, what is that? Makes absolutely no sense. I'm going to go around it because I can't see what it is. I don't think it was an animal, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, there's just so much to it, and then recently, once again, like I said, I had 2 different appointments, and altogether it was, let me see, it was 6 people, who worked in, or more than 6 really, depending on how you look at it, who worked in medical field. Some of them were actual medical providers, okay? And being asked by every single one of them, none of them knew me. One woman did, but none of the rest knew me. But to be asked, and I know it's not just me, but to be asked questions like that, and you're like, when I say you, I mean me. Some part of me is becoming so tired of it, because my master's degree is in sociology. My goal is to help people. The underdogs really is what many of us have become. It's about people. It's not about these, doctors, these health, they run everything. No, my appointment, when I have an appointment, it's about me. It's not about you. And that's how I feel about wanting to say to these providers, it's not about you. You making money, you checking your watch after you've done your 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes most of the time, spiel of what you want to say, and part of it's going to be chastising me, about something, anything that you can pick up on, and if it's not the case, you don't speak, you don't correct me. But anyway, it's just so ridiculous. Okay, like one of the things that's so ridiculous, like yesterday, I had a telemed, and this one I know, and she kept doing that thing of interrupting me, and man, I was getting really annoyed, very annoyed. And she'd ask me this question, well, say, okay, is it 15:15? Is it? I said, no. And then I'd say something like, and she'd interrupt me. And she said, well, then what is it? I said, well, I'm trying to tell you, or something like that. And she just kind of like paused a second. I don't think that they ever think that the patient is supposed to be able to speak or given time to speak. They don't stand in line and wait their turn. By the way, I actually said that to some woman yesterday. I did. I told her, stand in line and wait your turn. Oh, funny. I'm going to tell this story right in the middle here. After that telemed appointment, I went to try to work, and then it was too hot and I was in the way, so I went to buy some groceries. And I was, the short version would be that I was pulling out trying to get my shopping cart, because it was too, I don't know, kind of stuck on the one in front of it. And I was trying to pull it out. Well, a woman walked in the door, and apparently she thought she was supposed to be first, and I needed to move out of the way for her. Little bitty woman, okay, older than I. And I said, I was on the phone with Adam at the time, and I said, excuse me, I said, stand in line and wait your turn. I was so over it. You know, I wasn't being mean, well, I was being firm. I said, stand in line and wait your turn, and she just kind of stopped. And I think that, you know, some people need to be told, look, you're being, and I said it, that's extremely rude. I mean, can you imagine, you're getting your shopping cart and somebody thinks that you need to move out of their way? It's like these doctors that I deal with. I'm so tired of this behavior. Someone would just say narcissistic. You know, this behavior of people that they are first. Doctors who believe that the only person who should be heard is them. How are they going to know what is wrong with you? If they say, why are you here for? What's your purpose for being here today? Well, I have this cut off. They cut you off. This is what I experienced. I'm not saying 100, it's across the board, it's all of them. I'm not saying that you would experience none of that. But whoa, I'm here for cut off. You're gonna cut me off. You can't speak. Well, I see here you have. Yes, I have cut off. This has become so ridiculous. But who's doing anything about it? From what I have seen, what I've heard, I could be totally wrong about this, but even if you do, who are you going to report it to? Okay, is anything going to be done about it? I remember calling somebody. I'm not going to say the name. This was, I don't know when it was. I was trying to find out because there was a bad situation, and that the woman was real nervous on the phone. And she says, "Ma'am, actually, we're just having phone troubles with our phone right now." And I answered the phone, and it's supposed to be, we were curious why it was working, and it's actually that you have to write all this stuff up and send it in, get a form from us, and write it all up. And I just kept talking. I'm serious. Well, ma'am, really? Now just think, you have some kind of situation with a doctor or whatever it is, whatever healthcare provider, or whatever it is, pharmacist, whatever. Pharmacists are a different place, but you're having this overall problem, and it's a big one. And you're going to have to put it in writing, write it yourself. In other words, maybe really you need to get a lawyer, right? But you got to write it out and send it in, and then somebody will get in touch with you. How many people do you honestly think are going to sit there and write it out, put their name on it, and just think when it goes to court? Now, how many people are that? I mean, I can write. Don't look at my description box. That's not an example. But I can write like you wouldn't believe. And I remember a doctor I'd worked for, he said, "You make it sound like you're a lawyer. You're so good." I can't, believe it or not. There's something there. Difference between speaking and writing. But for me. But anyway, yeah. But how many people do you think can? How many people do you think would? Okay, you're going to be saying something, let's say, about a doctor. And how many times have we always heard things along the line, you can't fight City Hall, you can't, and it's fine. Then you find out it's true. They have more lawyers, and they're going to sue you for this, they're going to sue you for that. And it turns out you heard somebody that's happened to. You get it? How many people want to set themselves up for that? Really, how many people? Okay, I did one today. It was so funny. I turned my my app on to take offers. And the very first one was a good one, but it was coming all the way back past where I started. So it was from Murphy to Allen, and I started in between Plano. So I don't know. I haven't delivered out in this area, I don't think. But it's actually once I have, and don't know all the ins and outs of it. But anyway, I mean, Allen, Murphy, Plano, whichever one, whatever. But I was out in Murphy because it's morning. It's 8:08 now, and in Murphy they mainly have houses. So I don't deliver in apartments because of my knees. I busted them up kind of bad. Wasn't my fault. Back in 2017. So yeah. But anyway, I don't do offers while I'm driving, so that's why I'm talking now. But anyway, it wasn't a bad one, but I kind of wondered that there's a place in between. That the restaurant is in between. There is a restaurant in between where he ordered it from, and where they live. Yeah, I mean, there had to be. I don't know. Like I said, I think people. Adam. I mentioned before. Adam did that. It was his first time to order from it, and he did not realize that how far it would have been. I mean, it not would have been, it was. And he didn't know where you find out how far it is. He just saw that it looked like good food, and he wanted some barbecue, and it was barbecue, and he didn't, he thought, well, they're offering this, it must be local. No, it was, I think it was something like close to, it was 4.7 miles or something like that. And that's not near. When you start to drive, you start to realize, I mean, if you're, a person who does, or just pays attention to how far is a mile, how long can 1 mile take? Do you see all those poles? Look like they were about to fall over. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to go up here and see what happens. Once it gets hot, starts to get hot, I'm gone. I'm going home. That's for certain. But I was happy, and I'm starting to think that maybe, like I had said before in other videos, that I'm going to have to start doing, early morning, trying to get out there like 6 o'clock or something. I tried from home, by the way, before I left, and I had one, but it was kind of ridiculous. I was like, no. But I mean, it was overall good. But what I'm noticing is the amounts that they offer are much better. Okay, and it could be because, as I've said before, I think that a lot of it is the fleet people, that they basically work lunch and weekends, I believe, and the people who are out for summer, that are 18 and older, of course, they're out for the summer. Like students, college, university, they could be high school, 18 years old or older, and the educators all around. So they're making some more money. It's up for grabs for anybody who is legally able, and capable of working. So it's not our jobs. Some people want to put it that way, and they go way far, way too far in that. And no, you don't know. I can't stand prejudiced people, really. So, or that whole attitude of these are my dogs. No, they're not. So, So I'm going to go down here to this other place and see. By the way, there was something that happened out here. I know I'm way off of topic. Something happened out here the other day. And it basically, I mean, the story kind of had to unfold. But it was a man, and I thought it was in the middle of the day when I went to make a video about it, but, or make another video about it. But it was actually for dinner time. It was still real light outside. It was a man who was just totally, I think he was totally drunk. I don't know if he was drunk or what. But he had parked his truck, a big old Bubba truck. He was about my age or older. He parked it like, he didn't even pull all the way up, and he was parked like in the middle of something like this. In the middle. Pulled out all that far. Yeah, anyway. You know, I really had to think about it. Oh, they're having to push one of those cars. Okay, anyway. A little break, restroom break. But, I was in there when I was walking out, my right toe started hurting. And the reason I have my big toe, the toenail is like it's going to come off or it's growing out, whatever. But I was in a Kroger store and they have their shopping carts. I guess all of them maybe do. But one of them, I was walking in the brake on the right-hand side. I guess you call it a brake, the little steel thing that comes down. It came down and hit, my toe went right underneath it and it hit that toenail. And talk about her. And I didn't tell anybody there, but I just, you know, went ahead. But man, it got so black. It bruised it so bad or whatever. And that was, I don't even know how long ago it was. I'd have to really think about it. A couple months maybe, I don't know. Could be lying on that. But, and it was hurting. And speaking of, same thing, Kroger. One day, Adam was with me. We went shopping. There was a man older than us coming in the, well, he's basically coming in the out. But, you know, I had just checked out right there in front of the door. That's where, I mean, right there. And I'm walking out, and as soon as it gets to the door, the lights don't go off or anything. I mean, they checked me out. They did. I didn't. The store employee and the sacker, the whole 9 yards, they did it. And I get to the door and no lights go off, but all of a sudden my shopping cart wouldn't move. It would not move. And I'm like, what the crap? And the guy, the older man that was coming in, tried to help me to lift it, and then finally the sacker guy, bagger, sacker, whatever you call him, he come and helped. He turned something off. Now what? There's something on the cart now that's going, the alarm's not going to go off, the cart's going to stop? Wow. Yeah, well, they might want to fix those brakes. Really. But anyway, so this is why my videos become vlogs, really. And you know, I never say the name of it, so strike that. Yep. But anyway, I'm going to go over here. Might as well go with me. No, isn't that beautiful? Little shrub or little tree. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go over here and see. This is where that was that day that the guy parked right in the middle of that. Wow. But go over here and see if I can find some shade. And this is the parking lot I talk about, that, you know, people have herd mentality. Look how, you see how it's basically kind of empty, and that's except for the fitness place over there. And that's this is the usual. And somebody's gonna come and park like right next to me out here. Really. Okay, I just did another delivery, and let me tell you, why didn't I start doing mornings before now? Yeah, pretty good. I'm gonna turn right here and just park for a minute. Pretty good offers. I mean, I feel like I have now returned to Earth. Seriously, where was I? That land of them trying to get me to do You know, I'm going to say that one, that like $2 for 20 miles, and just crazy. 104.1 miles, or 1.1 hour 49 minutes. These are just one way, remember? You know, things like that. No. I'm sorry about the view here. Anyway, these have been, I think the first one that I said was just kind of off. Yeah, it was off from what I had started seeing, you know, gotten used to. Bad ones. That was probably a good one. It was about $1 per mile. You know, some people say it should be $2. This one I just had was $8 for 2 miles. It was just like right around the corner for me. You know, seriously, both places. I was right there at the restaurant in that parking lot, and then just 3 straight shots. It's not a straight shot, right? Anyway, but okay, I'm gonna try to see. It's almost 9. It's 8:49, but it's not. You know, I'm not making like really totally. You know, and today's just one day. You know, it should be, because the mileage of the other one, and then I had gone all the way out there, all the way back. And there's nothing. Usually here, you see, there's usually nothing around wherever I have to deliver. You know, it's always not always, but quite often it's quite often, you know, what was I saying? Houses and nothing there. You know, they put them in zones or whatever, where restaurants and stuff can't be too close, you know, out here. So anyway, I'm gonna try to see what happens. Okay, I spoke too soon, I guess, because when I turned it on, it was a bunch of bad ones. One of them actually was good, but the thing about it is, I don't deliver to apartments. I've been to those apartments before, and nope, they're not bad. It's just they would not be easy to climb. Yeah, even if I've done that before. Remember last year? Remember, like, you watched any of my videos from last year? But last year, I did one apartment complex, and it was the July or August or early August, somewhere around there. And I don't know if I was up the first flight or the second one or whatever. It was outside, you know, and Texas heat. We were having a heat wave like we're having now, and the wind hit and blew, like it felt like sand, and just the wind, the heat. Oh man, it was so bad, and I almost fainted. Seriously. And I don't remember if those were the stairs that I was walking up, and just all of a sudden they ended. They didn't end. The rail ended on the right hand side, and I'm right-handed, and I'm like, no, it was so bad. And Adam said I think it was 2 altogether, but Adam said those have been regulated out or whatever it says. They can't make them like that anymore, and they were probably grandfathered in. And it was bad. He said, yeah, it looked like they went straight up. That's what I had said. They look like they go practically straight up. And the heat, man, with the heat index, he's in the 110s. But overall, the whole thing of me going out when it was hot, what was I thinking? I mean, I did drink a lot of water and all that. You know, I do know how to do that. But overall, it was like, that was probably not the best time to go out at all. You know, really. I don't know. I'm Texan. I'm used to heat, so I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I don't want to do it this year at all. And I tried to explain that to go back, segue back, to go back. I tried to tell the person I spoke to do the telemed that I don't want to be out when it's hot. And she's trying to make me an appointment because now she wants to see me once every month. Yeah, they want to make money. I get it. I know it. And I said, that's something I've never heard before. It's just, So disgusting, some of this stuff. But she wants me to come back. She wants me to go there this next week to take blood test. Of course, it's going to be an appointment. See, they can actually take it over the phone and do an appointment. Have me come in at some time next week just to do the test. Because I had just asked her MA that, and her MA said yes. So, yeah, but no, she has to see me, and then from then on, probably once every month. But I did find out from the insurance plan that they don't make money off of it. It depends, but they don't make money off of doing the CTs, is what they said. Now, somebody at that insurance company before, she was kind of, I really honestly don't know if she was being sarcastic against me, or she had enough of her job and it hurt enough to I don't want to go in that one, to basically have heard enough of people getting kickbacks. She used the word, and I said, whoa, I wasn't talking like that, about stuff like that. But she did. So it was her coming up with that word, kickbacks. Nobody in that car, so I'll park right here in the shade. But yeah, so apparently some of them do. They have friends and all this stuff, and so they get kickbacks. Yeah, maybe, allegedly, depending on what she was trying to be sarcastic about, them or me. Anyone will try it here, and then I'm probably going to go home because, well, maybe not. I know I need to probably be home before 11 because every day it seemed like I'd checked them for the next, I don't know how many days it went on, but around 11 is when it gets hot. Used to be around 2. Sure does seem like it. Yeah. I'm waiting for our breakfast. I'm going to go home. But I think I had said that I spoke too soon, but overall, no. These offers were, wow. At least I'm back in the United States too. Here's my order. Okay, I don't know what she gave me, but I tried to tell her. It seems heavy, but maybe that's how it is. Hope it's mine. Anyway, seriously, it seemed like she gave me somebody else's order. What, man, I'm doing these things and now I'm getting all mixed up with the words. An offer is when I'm doing these food deliveries, not when I'm getting my own food. Oh, I tell you, I'm glad I have a good sense of humor overall, because I wanted to get back to what I was talking about, these doctors dealing with all this crap, talking over me. And I know it's not just me. I've heard, there was a comedian just recently, I don't watch comedians, Adam does. I tell you, we're two very different people. And was talking about this stuff. I mean, I know myself, I already knew, I'm not the only one. And another bad thing is they don't remember who you are. That made me just think of that, because it's not just me. So it's not somebody picking on me, because they don't even remember anybody. Woman, what are you doing? Okie. But hopefully this one doesn't think that they come first before me. Then they do. They think that they come before me. The one that was in that place, they wanted to go straight. They think they come out in front of you. That happens too much, and that's false. The person actually on the road. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to act like I'm an expert, but I do know that that's wrong what she just did. Try to do. No, you don't run out in front of people. Really. But these days, a lot of people do. Anyway, see, I just go with the flow of what's going on. I know that. These are smelling good. It was Wendy's, some $3 offer. And they seem not, like sometimes you get a bag and you say, is everything in there? Because it's so lightweight. And I'm not talking about Wendy's. At other places. Not all other places, but yeah, you order a sandwich and you're like, is there anything in this bag? Where's the beef? Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go home, and I'm thinking I'm gonna try it the rest of the day from home. Although I really don't want to be out between. I think it was basically saying around, because I was looking up heat indexes and stuff. Well, I was looking up the temperature, and I can kind of figure out what would be the heat index. And I definitely don't want to be in the 110s, even the over 105. I think right now it said it was about 100, and it's 9:24 a.m. of course. But anyway, I guess I'm not gonna get back to what I was talking about, these doctors. There was something important I was gonna say, more than one, and so maybe I'll have to do it on another video. Remember, I need to start writing stuff down again. Well, actually, I have a lot of stuff written down that I never made videos about. It's kind of like, journaling. It wasn't like journaling. I just wrote a quick little paragraph of something I wanted to talk about, but I never got to them. So now they're like journal articles. Wow. I need to go home and get something to eat. Right? It's sitting right next to me. It smells really good. Talk to you on another video. Bye.